If you don't have an online presence in today's world, you don't exist. Granted, some might say, I am a small business, my clients or my customers know who I am. I don't need to be online. And if that is you, please do feel free to exit the presentation. But before you leave, let me ask you this. Can Amazon provide the same products faster or cheaper? Or if a competitor, granted maybe you're a service-based business, if a competitor moved into your area and they were online marketing, would they be able to capture your client base? Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited to have you here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Priscilla Shumba. I am a business communication strategist, and I am the host of the Lessons of Entrepreneurship, the Journey of Reinvention podcast. If you don't have an online presence in today's world, you don't exist. I say all this not to be frightening because I never believe that business owners should operate in fear. Actually, I believe the opposite. I believe that there are many things that we cannot control. But for the things that we can control, let's control them. For every small business owner, leverage every advantage that you have. Lift bigger weights without changing a thing. This is the opportunity that developing the media side of your small business can provide for you. In the 21st century, Naval Ravikant says there are 4 sources of leverage. Capital, if you have more money, you can get more done, right? You can multiply how much you can get done. Labor, people. If you have a team, you can get more done than if you are a solopreneur. Technology, which can be code or artificial intelligence, you can get more done if you know how to code or how to use artificial intelligence, which I will be touching on a little bit, but stay with me. And then, of course, what we're discussing today, media. Media is the biggest opportunity because everybody has got access to media. All the platforms that you can use to develop the media side of your business are essentially free. Not essentially, they're free. It's your time and how much you want to devote in terms of resources to doing that. But the entry point is free. Today's leverage that I'm going to be talking about for the small business owner is media. I'm also going to be touching a little bit about AI, but you'll find that in your entrepreneur's guide to social media success. The opportunity that the media affords us is that we can reach more people. Physically, we're limited in how much interaction we can do with people. After we've done all the business of life and of running a business, there's very little time left for us to interact with people. And yet we know that the number one role of the business owner is really to go out there and build relationships. This is why it's such a huge opportunity for us to leverage media. We're limited by our busy schedules, our family responsibilities, and running a business. We have very little time left for us to actually meet new people, to actually interact with the people who even purchase our own products. This is why we have to leverage media. I'm not saying that media takes the place of in-person, but media allows us to amplify in-person efforts. Essentially, media works while we're sleeping. Let's take the instance of even in-person. You go to a conference, you go to a networking event, you meet some people. The moment you exchange information, the next thing they do is they check your online presence. Remember what I said at the beginning? If you don't have an online presence in today's world, essentially you don't exist. They want to confirm that you are who you say you are and you do what you say you do. They go to social media and they look for you. They've become so interested in who you are that they want to know some more. They check you out on social media and there's nothing. And then they're like, you've just cut off the conversation at that point. If they go online and they find, wow, it's really interesting what you do, you've created an opportunity to enhance your in-person interactions because they want to know some more about you. Back to the massive opportunity at hand. That is social media. People say, social media is crowded. Everyone is on there. It's saturated. It's hard to get seen. And I hear all that. But then if I can come back to you and ask you a question, what was the process for the last time that you made a buying decision? And I can tell you about my most recent purchases. They've been self-led market research before I purchased a product. I was on an email list of someone that I trusted. I've never met this woman before, but perhaps let me not use the word trusted, a person that I'd grown an affinity for, because in her email, she serves me a lot of value, things that I use, things that I didn't know. And I'm always excited to open her emails. And that relationship from just opening her emails, I hadn't yet purchased anything from her. But because of the emails that she continuously sent on a consistent basis, continually providing value, I take that person to be an expert. So I trust her expertise. So maybe let me not say I trust her. I trust her expertise. I've grown an affinity for her because she sends so much value in her emails. I've purchased her products when she makes offers because I trust her as an expert in what she's talking about, because of the way she served me through being on her email list. This person made a recommendation for a colleague of hers that she said was an expert in something else. I went to this lady's YouTube based on the recommendation, and I went down the rabbit hole with her YouTube videos, found them to be so high value, went to her website, loved her tone, and purchased her products as well. I'm not the most tech-savvy person. In a room full of people, I'd probably be one of the lowest in terms of being technologically savvy. So if I'm making buying decisions through this market-led research, how many other people who are even more tech-savvy than I am are making decisions based on this? As you can see, it's a huge opportunity that if you don't create a media side of your business where people can learn about your service through their own self-led market research and determine that you are the obvious choice for them when they are in need of that service, it's a huge opportunity missed. I think I've established why we're here. No more hesitation. Let's jump right in. I'm going to address all the elephants in the room. Some of you are saying, oh, I've tried this content thing and it's just too much work. And I'm here to say, look, in the beginning, people used to say quantity over quality. And if you already started in the journey, I would say let's go for quality over quantity. It doesn't have to be too much work. If you've been doing this a while, you've honed the skills, and you've got enough data for you to begin to focus in on quality over quantity. But if you haven't started on this journey, and this is the beginning of your journey, I'm so excited for you. It really is just a mindset shift. This is a huge opportunity. Content creators without even businesses are making a lot of money just creating content. Imagine being a small business that's building their media empire to support their business. This is a massive opportunity. Our goal is simple. Our goal is mastery. So putting in that 10,000 hours, Malcolm Gladwell, 10,000 hours to get to mastery, this is just part of the process. If you're building your business with the long game in mind, creating content, you've got to think about it as something that you're going to be able to leverage. If you had no content side of your business, in a matter of years, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And I make that prediction based on the direction of marketing. The next elephant in the room, but it's not something that I enjoy doing. I'm bored doing it. If you find yourself bored while you're creating content for your business, you're probably out of alignment with your communication style. And I touch on this in your Entrepreneur's Guide to Social Media Success. You shouldn't be working against who you are. In the beginning, if you are the leader of the team or it's just you who's doing the social media, choose a platform, choose a form of expression that is naturally in line with your most effective, most enjoyable form of communication. In the Entrepreneur's Guide to Social Media Success, you'll find a quiz there that will kind of get your wheels spinning in terms of what is your natural communication style? How are you most effective? What gives you energy in terms of communication? And how can you do that best? It doesn't matter whether you're introverted or you're extroverted. There is a form of media in which you can shine best. And if you're in line and in tune with who you are, you will serve your business the best, and you'll be able to make that a foundational block of the media side of your business. At some point in time, you may hire people to do other things, but you have enough data from doing something and understanding your customer better and getting feedback and getting engagement to be able to use that information. Remember, we're not in the business of media for media's sake. Our business objectives are driving our media. And then the feedback from our media is driving our business goals. So this is working hand in hand. We're not in content creation for content creation's sake. We're doing it for the enhancement of our businesses so that we can reach more people, get more sales, build brand equity. All these things which are really important if we have the long game of our business in mind and the health of our business in mind. Remember, this is leverage. We're trying to create things that will allow us to lift more without doing a thing. The next elephant in the room that I've heard before is, I've been trying to do this, or I'm thinking about doing this, but I don't see the ROI. I don't see the return on the investment of my time or of my money. Vanity metrics are nice, but let's put this into context of what's really important. I'd ask you, what's the biggest event that you have attended where you are the speaker? 5 people? 10 people? 100 people? 500 people? 5,000 people? 20,000 people? I don't know. But this is the opportunity creating the media side of your business is providing for you. At the tip of your fingers, you have access to 10, 15, 100, 500, 10,000, 20,000 people who are giving you their attention. Don't get caught up in, I'm bored doing it, it takes too long, there's too much people on social media, I'm not seeing any results. Don't get caught up in all those things because we'll miss the opportunity of a lifetime. And this is the opportunity of a lifetime today. People who have embraced media are making fortunes just on using media. What more of small business owners with limited budgets for advertising who desire to reach people and really make an impact on people? How much more should we be leveraging social media to get our messages out there? I would want you to ask yourself, how important is the work that you do? Is it important enough for you to get out of your comfort zone? Is it important enough for you to do some boring things? And we all run businesses. There's a whole lot of boring things we do for the sake of our business thriving. Is it important enough for you to take this media side that may seem boring, may seem like a lot of work, if you can leverage it for the success of your business now and in the future? I think for me, the resounding answer would be a yes. How important is the impact that you want to make? All we need is a mindset shift. It's stepping over fear and taking hold of the power that we have, power, love, and a sound mind going forward, because this is an opportunity that we are not going to allow to slip through our fingers. There's a lot that we can control in business, but there are many things that we can control in business. If we build up the media side of our business, those aspects will also become assets within our business. Sources of revenue, if we take advantage of this opportunity today. I'd like to let you in on a little secret. When I started out doing media, and if you go to my YouTube channel, Lessons of Entrepreneurship, the Journey of Reinvention podcast, scroll right to the bottom. I was nervous too. I wasn't sure what I was doing, but I was just putting things out there. And it took me years to learn the lessons that I'm sharing with you today. But one of the biggest lessons I learned is that while I was worried about putting myself out there, what would people think? You know what I discovered? No one cares. Nobody cares as much about me as I thought they cared. Everybody's going about their life and I'm still producing content. So don't be worried about what will other people think. They are too busy thinking about their own life problems to think about you. But you have an opportunity to focus and do the things that you need to do to leverage media for your small business. Now, before we get tactical, I know everybody loves the tactical things, but we also have our guide, which will go even more into detail with the tactical things. Let's be strategic. First thing we have to do is get our mindset right. Every time you have the attention of someone, show up. Show up in a big way. Serve them at the highest level. That's taking us back to Marketing 101, back to the basics. Don't tell them what you do. Show them what you do. The opportunity to have the attention of someone, and attention today is currency. The reason I mentioned that this is Marketing 101, back to the basics, every champion knows that if you're going to win the championship, you need to master the basics. Number one, show them what you do. Don't tell them what you do, show them what you do. And then you might say, well, I have a service-based business. Embody the values, embody the mission, share what you're doing, share the experiences that you're having. And that way you're showing them what you're doing. As a client for a service-based business, I want to know before I purchase your services or before I agree to being coached by you that there's a values alignment. The only way I can know that there's a values alignment is if I experience you and learn your mission, experience your values through the content that you put out for me to decide that this is a service that I would like to purchase. I'll repeat, number one, every time you have someone's attention, serve them at the highest level. Secondly, show your expertise. This builds on number one. Show your expertise. Do not be surface level. People say, oh, on the internet, there's so many people, and on social media, there's so many people talking about things. But guess what? Most of them are being surface level. So in order to show your expertise, you have to really go deep on a topic. Don't be afraid to give away the really good stuff on what you do. Because guess what? The person who's on a buying journey, who encounters you speaking that language, will immediately know that you are the person for them, because everybody else will be being surface level. But remember, the person on a buying journey has already determined they have a need, and they're looking for someone to tell them something different. And if we remain surface level, we lose the opportunity to bring someone in and show that we are experts. I like to refer to a quote by Darius Daniels. People don't catch the heat. They catch the fire. People don't catch the heat. You can't just be warm. People catch the fire. They want it blazing hot. They want to know that you really know what you're talking about. Share profound content that shows that you are an expert. Remember, we're not telling them we're experts. We're showing them our expertise through our content. It's a subtle difference, but a really powerful difference. Be thoughtful in your content. Add your perspective. Get people thinking and wanting to know more about the unique way in which you think about things, the unique way in which you show things. Thirdly, I think a lot of people don't talk about this in terms of the opportunity that there is in media. Media is an opportunity to build relationships at scale. I know some of you are thinking relationships at scale. What are you talking about? But think about this. The people you follow online, the people whose books you've read, that's content too. Shows you watch on YouTube. You have an affinity, almost like a friend likeness, a person you've never met, but you would put them in the friend category. Something's happening in their life and you watch it online or on the news. You really get affected by that because that person, even though you don't know them, you've built a relationship, a connection with that person, and you really think about that person dearly. This is the opportunity that media has. You see it with influencers. People get so into this person's life. Something's going on. There's a string of messages, a string of comments. I'm praying for you. I'm wishing you the best. You deserve better. The things you would say to a dear friend of yours. Media provides this opportunity for us to build relationships to scale. Same thing as business owners. We're limited in our ability even to meet new people. Most of us are interacting with the same people every day. And every once in a while, we go to a conference out of the recognition that we need to interact with people who are not our typical circle. We need to expand our network. And the media affords us that opportunity to grow our network, to build relationships really at scale. How now as entrepreneurs? There are entrepreneur influencers. And perhaps you are an influencer, perhaps this is really not your jam. Either way, how do we leverage media to build those relationships at scale? I think it really comes down to the posture of your content. People can really feel the hard posture of something and the intention behind how something was written. People really do feel that. Even when you film something or you write something or you have an audio conversation, people really do feel the heart behind those things. So really being intentional when you're creating content about how do you want this to be received on the other end and what is your intention in creating this, because people do feel that energy, just like in all manners of a relationship. Think about if you said the same thing the same way every single time, why would anyone listen to you? It sounds like, Mom, you're nagging, right? Mom keeps saying the same thing over and over again with the same tone in the same way, and that's not the kind of relationship that we want to have. We want to have people be excited to know what we're doing. And that doesn't mean we change our message. Our message is always the same, but we share it in different ways. We share it through story, we share it through humor, we share it through pictures. The idea is to have many points of connection. We share our values, we share our mission, we share our experiences, we share the events we attended, we share the lessons we've learned. All part of this relationship building at scale that we're doing through media, which leads us into the next point, which is about establishing a brand voice. I love the analogy that Alex Hormozi, co-founder of acquisition.com, uses. He says your brand is like a bouquet of flowers. Each flower represents the different points at which people will make contact with your business, with your brand, right? If one of the flowers is wilted in a bouquet, no one's going to buy that bouquet because people will buy a bouquet where all the flowers look beautiful, vibrant, and lively. It's the same approach we should have when we're thinking about building the media side of our business. All the places where people can come into contact with us should formulate a beautiful bouquet. Nothing should be wilted. It shouldn't be like you go to someone's Instagram, it's horrible. But if you go to their LinkedIn, it's nice and beautiful. Remember, we want to be consistent everywhere people find us. Our brand is building this beautiful bouquet. I'll share with you one of the traps of the creation process is that a lot of times we're led by our emotion. The day we're feeling tired, the post is horrible. or the podcast has no energy, or the description is just full of spelling errors. And think about that bouquet once again, because we're not just doing media for media's sake. We're doing media because this is an opportunity that we can leverage so we can lift heavier weights doing less for our businesses. That's how important the media side of the business is. And I'm not trying to say that we shouldn't be human. Of course we're human. There are days when we're tired, the days we're sleepy, the days a whole lot of stuff is going on and we still got to show up. It's the same thing within your business, that you still got to show up. But this is the reason why we have templates, we have structures, we have plug and play kind of things to mitigate the fact that one day we're super excited and our blog post is just fireworks firing out in every cylinder and it's so exciting. And then the day where life is lifing, right? Life is happening. The post is just meh. Plug and play is so important. Remember I said this does not have to take a lot of time. The first hesitation, people said it takes too much time. No, it doesn't have to take a lot of time. That's the reason we create templates. It actually enhances us in our objective of being able to collect data and see what's working and what's not. Every quarter, we can look at the templates that we've been using, look at the ones that have been successful, keep what's working really well, try something else together with that for the next quarter. So templates provide us with consistency, and we can do it quickly because these are pre-designed formats. And then some might say, oh, I don't want to use templates because it's not authentically showing up. And to that, I would say, look, at the end of the day, this is business. No one is going to hire you to deal with emotional ups and downs. People want to see that on a good day, on a bad day, if I purchase a service, I'm going to get a great result. Remember the brand that we're building, that bouquet of flowers? Our media is a representation of that. And we're thinking about the long game. We're thinking of building a media side that can enhance our business objectives so that we can make more impact, reach more people, serve our community, serve our families. So that's how important this is. I think I've made my case. When that buzz of creativity hits, which it will as you start making content, that creativity is what allows us to produce something that's unique, something that's different, something that we can say our brand is different. And we test that in and out with the templates. Next point, I would say, share a unique point of view. It cannot be more of the same. It has to be what's different. Otherwise, if we're more of the same, then we compete on price. We don't want to compete on price. We want the uniqueness that we bring to be articulated well and understood by the people that we're trying to serve in the market. Your unique point of view might be counterculture, it might be controversial, it might be traditional, it might be liberal. Whatever it is, it should be communicated and understood what is different about you. Make sure that you're always sharing what is different about your business, which is why it's important that we don't be surface level. Because if we're surface level, then it appears like we're commodities. It's another coach. It's another consultant. It's another whatever. We want to be sure that we are in our ocean of one and we're clear why we are uniquely doing what we're uniquely doing. For example, good food doesn't have to cost a lot. That's a unique message. Because most people will say, oh, that's countercultural. You need to make more money to eat better. And you might have a message where you say, my message is that good food doesn't need to cost a lot. That's the unique spin that you're bringing. And people who are interested in that unique spin, they're not going to compare you to all the other people who are talking about food. They're going to put you in your own category, and which is what we want. My unique point of view is creating a media machine for your business. It doesn't have to be something exclusive to 7-figure business owners. That's a unique message for all those people who think I've got to be the top 1% of my industry in order for me to have a vibrant and attractive media side to my business. I'm saying, no, you don't have to be 7-figure. If you're a small business owner and you want to build up the media side of your business, you can do it. And this is how you do it. That's my unique message. And those who are interested in that will lean into that. This is such a timely message because the markets have shifted. If you haven't noticed, economies are doing what economies do. Post-pandemic, people are feeling how difficult it is to do more business, which is why it's even more important for us to leverage all the aspects that we can to enhance our business activities. We need to move differently. Creativity is essential. I'll read a quote from the Harvard Business Review about the new way of marketing. And in this article, they were talking about the echoverse. What does the echoverse mean? And this is the age they say we're in. Communication now is omnidirectional. with the players in the market, creating meaning, sending, promoting, all the aspects of communication. It's not one way, it's not two way, it's happening in all directions, and sometimes it's echoes of other communications. This is what marketing is today. It's so complex. It's no longer a straight line. We have to be creative in attaching ourselves to the ways in which we can connect. We can take advantage of all the ways in which our communications can be echoed by different players in the market in different ways. So for most of us, we're starting here. This is our marketing machine model. We're starting where we're just promotional. We're just showing people what we do. But the next stage from promotional is we want to be relational. We want people to engage with us. We want to talk to people, build relationship. We want to go into those DMs when a new follower comes in, and we want to speak to them at that individual basis. And some of you might say, we can't scale that when we've got so many people. Yes, that's another problem. Hey, who knows? Technology might have solved that by the time we get there. There's AI now, right? So let's not concern ourselves with problems that we don't have. Let's take the people in who are coming in now and make sure that we engage with them, we talk to them, we build relationship with them, we get their feedback. Other ways we can do this, if you have an email newsletter, rather than just having it be a one-way communication, at the end of your email, ask your readers if they want to speak to you about something or they want to let you know what they'd like to see in the next email. Ask them to respond to you. On various platforms, you can do a poll to know what people think about what you're planning to put out in the next month or in the next quarter. It's an opportunity for you to really let people know that this content, this media, this business was made for you or made with you in mind. And that connection is such a powerful thing that as small business owners, if we can leverage that in building our business, it's a massive opportunity. And there's a massive upside to that. People don't want to be cogs in the wheel of our marketing machines. They don't just want to be having information thrown at them. They really want to participate and to be seen and to be heard and to know that products were made with them in mind. I like to use the analogy of a party. If people came to your party, you wouldn't just let them walk in and just start wandering around, and you don't take the time to have any kind of personal interaction with them. If you're a good host or hostess, you would want to make sure that every person who comes through that door, it doesn't matter how many people come through that door, you want to be able to touch base with every person that comes in, to let them feel seen, let them feel thanked for coming to your party. And in essence, that analogy is just to say, let's work the rooms that we have created, whether online or in person. Let's make sure we're working those rooms. We're letting people know, hey, thanks for coming in. We're so happy you're here. What do you need? Let people feel that they're welcome. It takes so much energy to be able to create a room. So for us to neglect the rooms that we have created is another huge missed opportunity. Now to the next level, which is community building. In the community, back to our party analogy, our job is to provide the entertainment and to make sure that people are having fun. We don't want to create communities or groups where we are the only people who talk. If you have a Facebook group and it's one way, it's you talking out to people, then that's a dead party. People are going to leave that party very soon. We want vibrant communities where people grow from each other. You know, one person can only offer so much value, but a group of people who identify with something that someone has created can offer more value to one another. And best of all, guess what? They're thankful that you created a space where they could find these kind of interactions and grow as a community. So you don't have to feel like, oh, if people are just talking in the community and it's not you who's talking, that somehow it doesn't benefit you. People are grateful that you've created such a space where such things can happen. And that can only benefit you even more because the community will root for you. The community roots for what you're doing, and they're going out and they'll find other people to come and join the community. So you have to work less. Remember, leverage, we want to do more heavy lifting with doing less work. So let's create spaces for people to thrive. How we show up. Always be professional in the takeaway and the lessons from your content, but always be social in the delivery or the presentation. Remember, it's social media. The lesson can be professional, but the delivery must be social. The next point is make sure that you are a brand evangelist. I used to talk about being a brand ambassador as being the number one role for you if you're a CEO or you're a founder. And then I realized that the term ambassador is too ivory tower. If you are a small business owner, you're an entrepreneur, you are a brand evangelist, you are doing that door-to-door knocking. to get people to know what your message is and what you're about. Tell them what you do, tell them how you do it differently, and ask them if they want to know more. And if you've piqued their interest and they want to know more, invite them for a virtual coffee or virtual tea, and get to be social while making sure that you provide a professional takeaway. Now, I know a lot of you probably have been waiting for this point where we get tactical. There's more tactical information in the guide, but I would say for the tactical, it's more about the content format. There's a structure that your content should follow, and it should always have the following two things. It should always have a hook at the beginning, which is you giving people a reason why to listen, to read, to watch. Whatever the format is, first thing is a hook. So you begin with the most interesting part of whatever it is that you want to say. Don't follow the introduction, body, conclusion method. No. Whatever you've written or whatever you've scripted or whatever you've spoken, whatever the most important part was, let that be the hook, because that gives someone a reason to listen. And the body that follows after the hook is just further enhancing. I think Ashley Wright says it this way. When you begin with the hook, you begin by giving people a reason to listen. And then every word after that, give people reasons to continue reading or to continue listening or to continue watching. The second thing that you must have, whatever the structure is, you must have a call to action. A call to action simply means that you're telling people what to do next. You must tell people what to do next because you've gotten their attention, they're in your ecosystem. Tell them what to do next. Whether it's if they liked this blog article, they will probably like this next article, so they should read this next. Or if they liked this video on YouTube, they should probably watch the next video, which is this one. Always remember to continue to make your offer so that people know that you're not just a content creator, you're a content creator with a business. You're in the business of doing this thing. You want to let people know after they've read your post or after they've listened to your thing, hey, I'm Priscilla and I'm a business communication strategist. And what I do is I help business owners communicate their messages through media. And if you'd like to know more about what I do, go to www.reinventingperspectives.com. Let people know how they can work with you. And always put that at the end. Not a hard sell, but just a, hey, this is who I am. So that for those people who are sold, they want to work with you. Let's not prolong the process. Let them know immediately what they can do if they want to work with you. They'll go to your website and they know that they can do that. They don't have to watch 10 videos or read 3 blog posts or have to search how is it that they can get in contact with you. Always make it clear how people can get in contact with you. Remember, it takes over 20 touch points for someone to decide that you are the person they want to buy from. When people enter your ecosystem, send them to the next touch point. Let them get more familiar with your work. And if you've been implementing this system where you remember that your content is a bouquet and wherever they go in your content world, in your ecosystem, they will find a vibrant, lively flower there. You've used templates to make sure that there's consistency and you've showed up so that you can serve. You're able to send them somewhere else within your ecosystem for them to do their own self-led market research. Check out the Entrepreneur's Guide to Social Media Success, where you'll find more tactical things and you'll also find a bonus on how to use AI for content creation. I'm so excited that small business owners, entrepreneurs are building this media side of their business. We're thinking long-term about how we can leverage media for business success. My name is Priscilla Shumba. I'm a business communication strategist. I help business owners communicate their messages through media. If you'd like to know more about what I do, please visit my website, www.reinventingperspectives.com, or you can send me an email to priscilla@reinventingperspectives.com. More information in the description box. When everything is said and done, to the brand evangelist, the She CEO, who will you tell about your business today? As I close, I want you to remember the words of John C. Maxwell. It takes a lifetime to become an overnight success. It takes a lifetime to become an overnight success. So let's get to work. Thank you.